Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. My name's Sean Hennessy. Joined alongside me is Fred Landis. We're broadcasting to you live from Willow Glen High School. A beautiful evening here for high school football in San Jose, California. We have the San Benito Bulldogs, I beg your pardon, the Sobrato Bulldogs. Audio level a little bit loud in my headset here, Fred. Taking on the Willow Glen Rams as we try to move everything around in our broadcast booth here tonight. A little bit cramped in here at Willow Glen High School, but nonetheless, we're here to bring you some high school football. Live action here at Willow Glen High School. Sobrato coming into this matchup 2-1, taking on Willow Glen 2-1. Fred, in the Mount Hamilton division, this being the first matchup in the Mount Hamilton division, both these teams looking to start the season off, especially in league play with a W.
Yeah, there's Sobrato's new to the league this year and still learning the teams. They won their division last year and lost 17 starters and that they need to replace here for this year's team. They're off to a 2-1 start. A lot of offense, 462 yards a game they're averaging. And they'll learn more about their league and their opponents as they go through their season. But this is a big first night here for Coach Borello.
Yeah, and the fans are starting to pack in here as we get ready to kick off the football game. The stand's starting to get pretty full here. The Sobrato Bulldogs making their way out of Morgan Hill, California, taking on the Willow Glen Rams. Rams in the red and yellow uniforms. They will be receiving the ball. Sobrato kicking things off, going left to right in the all-white uniforms with the maroon coloring. We are underway from Willow Glen High School. Upman from the 10-yard line, now at the 20. Flag thrown on the first kickoff to start this ball game. Still alive as he crosses midfield at the 30, at the 25, the 15, the 10-5, touchdown! Hakeem Mays. Depending on how this flag goes, the Rams are either going to be really happy or really mad.
Well, I just saw the official signal a penalty against the Rams, Sean, so I think the latter call you mentioned is going to be the case. Disappointing on the first play. It certainly makes high school football and all football exciting when you run back a kickoff.
Penalty does go against Willow Glen. The flag was thrown around the 27-yard line. We'll wait to see what the official call is down on the field. Our referee for tonight's matchup is Randy Fry. Our head linesman is Ted Caskey. Our line judge, Steve Soares. Our back judge, Anthony Ortega. And our umpire is Andy Portes. It'll be 1st and 10 for Willow Glen as soon as we figure out what the penalty was on the play. Heck of a run back right there.
It sure was.
Hakeem Mays.
Very exciting. Mays is their running back this year for the Rams. We'll see him a lot tonight. You can see the speed and elusiveness he showed on that breakaway for the touchdown. A couple of missed tackles by the Bulldogs coming down, but Mays is electrifying going down the sideline.
Had a lot of great blocking towards the middle of the field, and then he broke it towards the near sideline. For those of you just tuning in or perhaps tuned in at the start of the broadcast, apologies. Sobrato Bulldogs making their way out of Morgan Hill, California. They're on defense right now, going left to right. Willow Glen going right to left. And it looks like they're going to have the ball on the 18-yard line. Officials get things all squared away. It'll be on the right hash mark for quarterback Matt Toscano, and whistles blow once again. So we haven't played one official down yet. Offensive down, I should say. And we've got 2 penalty flags to start the ball game.
And an auspicious start here for the Rams. 2 plays, 2 penalties, Sean.
False start penalty committed against Willow Glen. That puts them back 5 yards, so it will be 1st and 15. They have the ball on their own 13-yard line. Going right to left, a ball placed on the right hash mark. 3 wide receivers on the field. This is a handoff that goes towards the middle. Tyler Howe on the carry. Takes it up the middle for a gain of about 7 yards right there. I beg your pardon, Hakeem Mays with the carry. First carry of the ball game. Offensive line for Willow Glen is Maceo Avalos, Hinkle, Lopez, and Kafusi make up the offensive line. The wide receivers Calvin Owen, Hakeem Mays, Jason Kattlecheck, and Josh Landers.
And we'll see a lot of that running game. Both teams like to mix the pass and the run. with the Rams running out of the spread formation.
2nd down and 6. Sweep play towards the near sideline. Howe with some great room as he's tackled out of bounds just past the 45-yard line. That was Tyler Howe, one of the more well-known ball carriers for Willow Glen, picking up the 1st down.
Yeah, it was a nice inside handoff using the timing of that type of offense. That spread relies on just the right timing on those blocks on the outside. That time they got a good seal on the left side for the end run.
Bulldogs defense shows 4 down linemen. Toscano going far side under pressure, tucks it down, now goes out of bounds, picks up about 4 to 5 yards. So Toscano right there looking deep downfield. Fred didn't find anything. Decides to tuck the ball a little bit, picks up 3 yards right there. A smart move by the 2nd-year quarterback, a junior.
Yeah, he's a junior. You can tell he's seasoned, he's experienced, he knows he's not going to throw the ball into trouble. And he picked up a couple of yards. If you can get those kind of yardage just by shuffling your feet, getting up the field without deliberate play, you're not doing too bad.
2nd down and 7 for Willow Glen. Ball at the 49-yard line. 10 minutes and 48 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Toscano gets a nice block on the outside edge by Howe, then lowers his shoulder. Forward progress will be given for a gain of close to 4 yards, so it will bring up 3rd down and 3 here for the Willow Glen Ram offense. Opening drive here of the football game between Sobrato and Willow Glen.
Yeah, so far they're liking that left side, Sean. They seem to be getting a push and some good seals on the blockers inside, as it's all been very positive yardage on that left side and for each play here for the Rams thus far.
3rd down and 3. Rams line up with 2 wide receivers over towards the right, 3 to the left. Howe in motion. Now he takes the handoff. He'll go far side, lowers his shoulder, and crosses the 45-yard line. It looks like he'll be maybe a couple inches shy of the 1st down marker as the side judge comes out onto the field. He'll be a foot shy of the 1st down marker, Fred, so it brings up 4th and inches here for Willow Glen. Their offense still out on the field. They're going to go for it to see if they can keep this drive moving.
Yeah, but the way they moved the ball here tonight, not surprising. They're already in the Bulldog territory. They've gotten positive yardage each time. Why not? And we can see around that right side, Hal just made a dive for it, almost got it, but that time Sobrato picked up the running formation, made the tackle short of the 1st.
Shotgun formation. Toscano with 2 running backs next to him, both to his right, 1 to his left, I should say. Ball carrier takes it, and that's a 1st down. Going up the middle, Hakeem Mays taking the handoff on the right hip pocket of Matt Toscano. That's good enough for a 1st down. They get the ball down to the Sobrato 36.
Yeah, looking like Masil and Avila are making some key blocks on the left side of the line there, springing Mays here for a couple of nice runs so far.
1st and 10, Willow Glen. They convert on 4th down. 9 minutes remaining here in the 1st quarter. No score between the Bulldogs and the Rams. Opening of league play here in the Mount Hamilton division. Both teams 2-1. Shotgun formation for Toscano. 1st and 10. High snap goes through Toscano's hands, and he falls on it at the 49. It went right through his hands. Coming in was Nick Hardy with the tackle, but that's going to go down for a loss of close to 10 yards.
Yeah, still little maybe beginning of the game jitters, getting the timing down between the center. High snap will kill a shotgun starting play every time, and you can see losing 10 or 12 on the play, Sean. They're back in the hole almost at their back at their midfield and on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Jonathan Hinkle just snapped that one a little bit too high, the center for Willow Glen. A loss of close to 15 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and over 20. Toscano under pressure. Wrapped up and goes down. Nick Hardy, once again, Hardy managed to break through that offensive line, put a lot of pressure on Toscano. He had 5 wide receivers right there, Fred. He started to glance the middle of the field, and then at the last second, Hardy came in and records the sack.
Yeah, this is not what the Rams want to do. They're predominantly a running team, running out of that spread. Anytime you get a spread in a long situation and they have to throw the ball, It's not the timing they typically like in that kind of offense.
3rd and forever for Willow Glen following the high snap and then the sack. 3 wide receivers bunched up towards the left for Toscano. He has 1 running back to his right hip pocket. 3rd down. Toscano takes it himself, goes middle, crosses the 50, tackled around the 44-yard line. It'll be well short of the first down marker. Vince Nguyen making the tackle.
And with only 4 men rushing that time for the Bulldogs, wasn't a bad call, but there's a lot of real estate to the first down marker, Sean. And 4th down looks like they're going to go for it again.
They're going to go for it. The offense remains on the field. It's 4th and about 17. They have the ball in Bulldog territory around the 44. No, they line up and just do a little pooch punt. So how about that? Toscano, who is actually listed as the punter, lined up in maybe a longer shotgun formation, if you will, and just as soon as he got the ball, punted it away. And I tell you what, Fred, heck of a punt right there. He's going to get this one just outside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, for a one-drop, one-step punt, he just dropped it right in the 10 over the line, over the head of Vince Nguyen, who didn't look like the Bulldogs were totally fooled. They dropped the safety back just in case, and sure enough, the punt came, but he didn't get a chance to handle it anyway. Now we're going to see what the Bulldogs can do with their wing T offense.
Bulldogs offense out onto the field, going left to right, wearing the all-white uniforms with the maroon trim, led by quarterback Michael Boxnick. Directly under center, man in motion left to right. It's a handoff that goes left side, nothing. Defense comes up and stops that play before it really had a chance to get going.
Textbook tackle there by the defender.
And I believe Raymond Garcia came flying up right there.
It looked like it was Garcia.
Garcia from the safety position came flying up, actually. He was listed as the strong safety. And he came flying up a good 15 yards right there on that play. You figure he's back at least 15 from the line of scrimmage, and then was able to penetrate the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage. It goes down for a loss of 3. 2nd down and 13. Boxnick directly under center, keeps it himself, goes left side, spin move, still alive as he crosses around the 15-yard line, picks up about 5 yards on the QB keeper.
You can see the defensive formation here for Willow Glen allowed them to make that first stop. Is they're putting 7 and 8 men in the box or more, and just with 1 deep safety. They're looking for the running game from Sobrato, and certainly Boxnick, who has hurt a lot of his opponents this year with his feet.
Boxnick is one of the team's leading rushers. He actually is second in terms of rushing yardage at 275 yards through 3 games so far this season. Picked up about 5 yards in that previous carry. He snaps his chin strap back on, 3rd down. Pitches it near side. Ball carrier slips 1 tackler and gets drilled around the 25-yard line. That appears to be enough for a first down. Isaiah Hardy.
Yeah.
It was Calvin Tipton, I beg your pardon. Calvin Tipton, the ball carrier on the play. We're broadcasting this one to you live from Willow Glen High School up here on the Willow Glen section. The press box is actually a little bit shorter than usual. There's no encasing for this press box, so it makes it a little bit difficult to reach down and take a look at those numbers. But in the meantime, Sobrato rushes this one past the 35-yard line, and that's enough for a first down as the ball carrier, who is Drew Glines, picks up about 12 on the ground going right side. That's a first down for Sobrato.
Nice gain there by the Bulldogs, finding a lot of room here tonight on the right side. The defense is going to be king on Boxnick quite a bit, and he's having success so far delivering the ball around the backfield to his other running backs.
Rams defense traditionally shows a 3-4 look. Cornerbacks playing about 8 yards off. Miguel Redmond, the ball carrier, getting drugged down, picks up about 2 yards on the play. You take a look at Willow Glen's defense, it's really led by their tailback, who plays inside linebacker, Tyler Howe. 22 tackles on the year, 1 sack for the inside linebacker. He's the one that really kind of motivates that defensive front. And Willow Glen defeated San Benito last week, 37-20, Fred. And you and I had a chance to call the Pioneer game, and Pioneer earlier in the year lost to San Benito. So it should be a heck of a matchup in a few weeks when those two schools go head-to-head.
Absolutely.
Second down, Boxnick pass complete over towards the far side. Wide out slips one tackler and is drugged down around the 48-yard line. Coming up with the grab was JoJo Nunn. What a reception for a first down.
He got great separation from the defensive back that time, the cornerback. The running game has been working well here tonight for the Bulldogs thus far, and that opens up that passing game quite a bit. They gave him a lot of cushion. The timing was perfect on the pass play from Boxnick.
Boxnick with 6 passing touchdowns in just 3 games, 2 interceptions. Hands this one off to Tipton. Tipton left side as he's drug out of bounds around the 49-yard line. Great tackle across the far side of the field by Josh Landers. Brings up second down.
You're seeing some good lateral pursuit. You see the Rams with 4 down linemen coming into this, typically running a 3-4. They've got 4 up front. And as we said earlier, running what it looks like to be 8 men in the box. The bad news is if the running back gets through that threshold, they're gone.
Boxnick hands it off towards the left side. That's Glines breaking away down the far sideline. Steps back and is tackled around the 10-yard line. Over 30 yards on the ground right there by Drew Glines. Follows his blockers, and it's going to be first and goal for Sobrato.
Well, at the risk of sounding prophetic, Sean, anytime you put that many men in the box and they get through that first layer, there's nobody back. There's only one safety. He's playing center field. There's nobody back to get the man in the backfield, and that's the risk of putting a lot of men in the box like the Rams are doing to try to stop this running game by Sobrato.
Head coach Nick Borrello of Sobrato running that wing T style offense caught Willow Glen off guard right there, especially the right side of that defense. First and goal, Glines once again. Cut back around the 5, and he's tackled inside the 5-yard line. Drew Glines.
It would have appeared to have been the same play, Sean, as the last time with the Sobrato Bulldogs sensing something over that left side with that offensive line.
2 minutes and 30 seconds left here in this opening quarter. No score between Sobrato and Willow Glen. Bulldogs with the football going left to right on your screen, wearing the all-white uniforms with the maroon trim. They have the ball at the 5. Boxnick hands it off. Ball carrier tackled inside the 5 around the 2-yard line. So we see that wing T offense in full motion right there as Miguel Redmond takes the handoff. He'll be a yard shy of the end zone. It'll bring up third down and goal.
Yeah, that time the defense really penetrated. Redmond made something from nothing, Sean, just to get back to the line of scrimmage and a little bit beyond.
Redmond, the leading rusher for the Bulldogs, over 400 yards on the ground through 3 games. Third down and goal. Quarterback, Boxnick straight ahead. For a moment, I thought that Redmond was going to get hit with the false start. He was leaning a little bit before the ball even was snapped, but there's no flag, and Boxnick takes it straight ahead for 6 points.
Yeah, it certainly fooled everyone there, and Boxnick just snuck into the end zone untouched with the defense just coming down on Redmond, who didn't have the ball.
I almost wonder right there, Fred, if the defensive line thought that there was going to be a flag thrown, because it really looked as if Redmond was starting to lean before that ball was even snapped.
Yeah, they were certainly froze by the play.
PAT is up and good by Jose Martin Mendoza. 7-0 is our score. Sobrato on top of Willow Glen early here in the first quarter. 1 minute and 36 seconds left. It's Sobrato 7, Willow Glen nothing on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Well, tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Fred Landis to my left. I'm Sean Hennessy, broadcasting to you live from Willow Glen High School in San Jose, California. Sobrato strikes first. They lead this football game 7-0. It was a 2-yard rushing score by quarterback Michael Boxnick, who went just off the right side of his center and took it in the end zone for 6 points.
Yeah, so far only one pass in this game so far, Sean, so we can see the running game is dominant here for both teams.
Calvin Tipton kicks it away. This is the return man for Willow Glen, out past the 30-yard line, out to the 31. Hakeem Mays out to the 31-yard line. Willow Glen's offense back out onto the field. They had to punt the ball away on their previous series. They were able to drive the ball about 40 yards downfield before they were forced with a 4th and long, and they just punted the ball away from a awkward shotgun formation, actually executed perfectly by quarterback Matt Toscano. He was lined up in the shotgun and just booted the ball away, pinned it around the 10. But kudos to Sobrato, Fred, going close to 90 yards right there in that offensive scoring drive.
Yeah, nice drive, chewed a lot of the clock, only a minute 30 left in the quarter. That's what Coach Brella likes to do with that wing tee, keep you guessing, going side to side with that running game.
4 wide receivers, 2 to each side for Toscano, going right to left for Willow Glen. Handoff, Mays gets one blocker, cuts it back inside at the 35, brought down around the 37. Making the tackle was Ed Surreal.
And a nice block there by what looks like the fullback for the Rams that time. Allowed Mays to cut upfield against the grain where everybody had a difficult time trying to reach him.
Ed Curiel, the correction on the name pronunciation, that's Curiel. 2nd down and 3 for Willow Glen.
And that was Grant Hoffman on the block, Sean.
Hoffman with that nice block, it allowed Mays to cut that one back inside. Yep. 2 backs next to Toscano in the shotgun, flags thrown. And that one was just going to be a quick dive play towards the middle. Grant Hoffman was the ball carrier. We've got a false start against Willow Glen. This will push them back 5 yards. Their offense a little bit shaky so far in this opening quarter, Fred. Unofficially, I could think of at least 3 penalties in this first quarter committed against Willow Glen's offense.
Yeah, the penalties and the shotgun snap that went over Toscano's head have really kind of hurt the Rams here early in the game. They can move the ball. They've been doing it successfully, but seem to be shooting themselves in the foot by a few mistakes in the early going.
Toscano checking back over towards the Willow Glen sideline, getting the play call. 2nd down and 8. Clock continues to roll. 20 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Timeout now called by Willow Glen. They decide to use their first timeout of the first half. They'll have 2 remaining. Sobrato will have all 3 timeouts left. We'll stay live with you here, folks, at PlayOnSports.com. Fred Landis to my left. I'm Sean Hennessy. Opening match here, Fred, for the Mount Hamilton division. Getting ready to kickstart league play. You know, I mentioned earlier on that Sobrato defeated. They're 2-1. Their only loss coming into this matchup, I should say, was by Live Oak. They lost by a field goal to Live Oak. And incredible numbers, averaging around 462 yards per game. Their offense, they're averaging about 35 points per game coming into this matchup.
Yeah, we can see they've got great balance on offense, and we saw by that first drive how they're able to move the ball and why they've been averaging that kind of yardage all year.
So the timeout on the field was for Willow Glen. They have 2 timeouts remaining here in this first half. 2nd down and 8. The Rams will line up with 4 wide receivers. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4 wide outs over towards the right. 1 wide receiver lined up in one-on-one coverage towards the left side of quarterback Matt Toscano from the shotgun. Fakes the pass, flag thrown, hurdles a player at the 40, the 50. Needs to split the safeties. He does at the 30, the 20. Stiff arm tackled around the 13-yard line. Flag thrown back around the line of scrimmage. Boy, I tell you what.
Marvelous run by Toscano. They bit on the bubble screen, but it looks like false start on the offense has killed the Rams' drive here again, Sean, after a big play on Toscano's long run.
And it's not often that you see a false start play that is allowed to continue downfield. Normally the officials will blow that call dead at least a second or two at the most afterwards, but they actually allowed that play to continue for a good 50 yards downfield.
Yeah, quite unusual. You would have expected maybe some sort of a holding call on those types of plays. But given with all those wideouts, not unusual for that to happen, for someone to get upfield a little quicker than they should rather than moving laterally. And ironically enough, that was 2 plays, 2 false starts by the Rams, one before the timeout, where Coach Caballero tried to settle them down.
No one hurt themselves on that play.
Indeed.
Right there. As the clock now strikes 0. So the clock was rolling. Sloppy first quarter right there if you're a Willow Glen Rams fan, but we'll see if they can change things up as we get ready to start the second quarter. Sobrato 7, Willow Glen nothing. As we get ready to start the second quarter of play, officials talking with the Willow Glen coaching staff. Head coach Oscar Caballero. So the officials right there signaling over towards the near sideline to keep the clock going. They actually never actually paused in between quarters. So we're going to get ready to start the second quarter now.
Interesting.
A lot of weird stuff going on in this opening half here, Fred. A lot of weird stuff.
Must be that full moon, Sean.
As we start the second quarter. And the offense actually never switched sides. As the ball carrier takes it down the near sideline. So Howe, with the reception, picks up the first down. A beautiful gain right there. The scoreboard clock shows 12 minutes, so perhaps there's a bit of miscommunication at this point, but ideally, if that was the end of the first quarter, Willow Glen should have flipped sides on the field. They did not.
Yeah, very unusual just for that to happen. And it would appear
that play would signal the end of the first quarter.
This official's timeout has made it official.
Yeah, so this is the official timeout right here. 7-0 is our score. Sobrato on top of Willow Glen early.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Getting ready to start the second quarter here at Willow Glen High School. Full moon out tonight. A beautiful shot of the moon over the right side of the stadium here at Willow Glen High School. Fans packed in. The folks from Sobrato High School making their way over towards the San Jose area from Morgan Hill.
So in essence, it looked like the Rams there got a free play. No time running out. Time running on that last play of the alleged first quarter, Sean.
So now we have officially started the second quarter as Willow Glen flips sides. They're now going left to right on your screen, wearing the all-red uniforms with the yellow trim. 1st and 10. Toscano throwing deep down the far sideline, hits his target. What a grab down the far side of the field. He had one-on-one coverage. That's going to go for a huge gain, and making the grab downfield was Jason Kattlecheck.
Yeah, that time Kadlicek, he just ran a go pattern straight down the sideline. First down, Bulldogs looking run, sees man-to-man coverage, does go pattern, hits a long pass. Beautiful throw and catch there by Toscano and Kadlicek.
Kadlicek with over 30 yards right there through the air. 1st and 10 for Willow Glen around the Bulldog 15. Toscano under pressure. Throws towards the end zone. Hits a man at the 5, tackled at the 5-yard line. Hakeem Mays with a jump reception. Tackled by Miguel Redmond, but how about the quarterback right there, Matt Toscano? Flushed out towards the near side, had a tackler pulling on the back of his jersey and was still able to get the ball away.
Yeah, Nick Hardy was a tackler, Sean. He wasn't happy about losing that. He knew he could have had a sack in the backfield rather than a 10-yard gain and 1st and goal for the Rams.
Tyler Howe, the running back, lined up towards the left side of Toscano. Whistles blow down on the field, and Willow Glen burns a timeout. So they have consumed 2 timeouts here in the first half. They have 1 remaining. Sobrato with all 3 timeouts left here in this first half. 7-0 is our score. Bulldogs on top of the Rams. Rams threatening. It'll be first and goal.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Well, tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Willow Glen calling a timeout right there. They have the ball inside the 5-yard line. Threatening here. It'll be first and goal for Willow Glen, moving left to right. Sobrato's defense back around their own end zone. They definitely have their backs against the wall right here. The ball will be placed on the right hash mark. Willow Glen sprinting towards the line of scrimmage. They want to get this ball off quickly. Toscano keeps it, goes middle, cuts it back, still on his feet, tackled around the 1. Flag is thrown around the 3-yard line. The side judge threw that flag, and this might be a holding call against Willow Glen. Penalty goes against the Rams. That's a heartbreaker right there.
Yeah, it sure is. That was a nice gain by Toscano. Almost scored. Actually looked like he almost ran in to a tackler, bounced off him, took him down to the 1-yard line.
So what was first and about 4 is now going to bring up first and goal, but Willow Glen will have the football at the 9-yard line as opposed to the 4.
It looked like that penalty there, Sean, was an illegal shift. So again, another sort of false start related penalty, third one tonight here, committed by the Rams, kind of setting it back each time they get momentum.
Illegal shift only in the 5-yard variety. Toscano from the shotgun, tucks it at the 10, lowers his shoulder, and tackled inside the 5. Making the tackle was Zach Zong around the 5-yard line. Zong flying up from that defensive secondary, stopping the ball carrier about 3 yards in front of the goal line.
A great read there by Toscano. Didn't see anybody open. Wisely, then just took it himself. The defense is going to have to spy on him a little bit more. He's not a big player. Only 190 pounds, goes 5'9", but deceptively fast for a player of his stature, Sean.
10 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Willow Glen with the football, threatening at second and goal from the Bulldog 3. Toscano fakes the handoff, slips one tackle, but now he can't get back to the line of scrimmage. He goes down. Making the first initial hit was Anthony Jackson, the big man, defensive lineman, coming in there, wrapping him up, throwing him to the ground. And that'll go down for a loss of about 4 yards.
And it looked like Nick Hardy was in there again, not biting on that. And maybe Hardy is the man they're looking to spy on Toscano, Sean, to make sure that with that variety of running backs they have, Toscano likely to take a lot of these on a keeper, and almost like a wildcat formation out of that shotgun, being the quarterback, dual-purpose quarterback.
Willow Glen slowing things down here, taking a little bit more time, breaking that huddle. They line up with 4 total wide receivers. Toscano sends his man in motion. That's Mays. Mays will be a blocker for Toscano as he bowls ahead just off the left side of his left guard. Picks up about 2 yards on the ground. Now it's going to bring up third and goal here, Fred. I beg your pardon, that was third down, so now it's going to bring up fourth and goal for Willow Glen. The ball is marked down around the 4-yard line. Offense remains on the field. They're going to try to punch this in for 6.
Yeah, I guess if any history is any indication tonight, that's the third, fourth down they've been faced with. They did go for it earlier on a 1-yard play, made it, and then looked like they were going to go for it again, but did the pooch punt that time, and this time is a little bit more real estate, 4 yards for the touchdown.
It would be a 21-yard field goal try, pretty much a PAT. But instead, Willow Glen will go for it. Howe in motion from right to left. Toscano, end zone, throws, hits his man, touchdown. Josh Landers
Nice over-the-middle play to the tight end. Sean, all game long we've been watching Hakeem Mays, Toscano, and other than a long pass down the sideline. Ball hasn't gone in the air very much here tonight for the Rams, so that one sort of took the Bulldogs a little bit off guard.
PAT try. Jose Gomez drills it, and we're all tied up at 7. Toscano picking up his 5th passing touchdown on the year. He completes it for 4 yards into the end zone. Josh Landers with the big reception. We're all tied up at 7 here in the second quarter. 8 minutes and 26 seconds left to play in the first half. You're tuning in to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for sports, high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Willow Glen ties this football game up at 7. We're in the second quarter, 8 minutes and 26 seconds left to play here in this first half. As Jose Gomez lines up and does a nice little pooch kick that's fallen on around the 38-yard line. Almost an onside try right there. It was recovered by Max Zong. And Sobrato will have great field position as they start this drive around their own 37-yard line.
We've seen a lot of those types of kicks this year, Sean. I think teams trying to avoid the run back, the big play on the kickoff return, and maybe with a greater consciousness to avoiding a lot of injuries that occur on the special teams play. But we've seen that quite a bit this year.
Michael Boxnick back out on the field. Hands it off. This one goes left side. This is Redmond. Redmond breaking away at the 40, the 30. One man chasing him down at the 10, the 5. Touchdown! Miguel Redmond. He takes it for 63 yards. What a touchdown rush.
Well, that time Redmond just took the pitch, Sean. There was no one on either side of him. He practically went through that untouched through the line. On that double wing formation. Rams still trying to adjust to really where the ball's going down the line.
Josh Landers was chasing him down along that near sideline for Willow Glen at about the 15. He decided to dive for him. It appeared that he may have tripped him up just a little bit as Redmond started to high step into the end zone, and he was able to get through as the PAT try is blocked. No good. Making the block right there was Joseph Kafusi, getting his right arm in there and blocking the PAT. That will put the score at 13-7. So how about Sobrato? One play, 63 yards by Miguel Redmond.
Yeah, that showing outstanding speed to the outside. Great blocking. Again, that left side of that line by Sobrato has been opening some holes here tonight. And certainly right there, nice kick-out block by the fullback. Made it all the way down, again, practically untouched. Looking like it took the Rams a little bit off guard.
Definitely caught that defense off guard, that right side. The right defensive end is William Kafusi. The right outside linebacker is Jason Kadlicek. And then the corner who you saw chasing down Miguel Redmond was Josh Landers. Really got picked on right there. Calvin Tipton boots this one away. Up man from the Willow Glen 8. This is Garcia. Tackled around the 26-yard line. Raymond Garcia out to the 26, and the Rams offense comes back out. One play for Sobrato. They take it 63 yards on the legs of their leading rusher, Miguel Redmond, who came into this game with 2 rushing touchdowns. He now has 3 rushing scores on the season.
Between Redmond and Boxnick, they've got quite a 1-2 punch from the backfield, Sean, that is tough to keep track of.
And don't forget about Drew Glines, too. He'll occasionally take it on the outside edge as well.
Yep.
A lot of different ways that Sobrato can attack you. And they showed it right there just on one play. Willow Glen with the football going left to right. They have it on their own 27-yard line. Left hash mark. Right hash mark, I beg your pardon. Toscano throws near side. That one's caught by Kadlicek. Takes it down for a gain of about 4 yards.
I think we may see the Rams sort of look to give a few new looks here to Sobrato. Their running game's actually worked quite well, but they've got capable receivers, as we've seen here tonight with Kadlacek on the long pass and the short out pattern.
7 minutes and 30 seconds left here in this second quarter. 13-7 is our score. Bulldogs on top of the Rams. Willow Glen with the football on their own 32, right hash mark. 4 wide receivers over towards the left side of Toscano, who's lined up in the shotgun. Fakes the pass, tucks it, and is tackled around the 37-yard line. That was Travis Lavelle, who stayed home and was able to tackle Toscano as Toscano picks up about 7 yards and gets the first down for Willow Glen.
They seem to really want to stick with Toscano, Sean, when they need some yardage. He's a versatile player, showing a lot of leadership out there, running the ball, throwing, just enough to keep the Sobrato defense off balance.
That defense now with 4 down linemen, 2 inside backers. 1st and 10. Howe with the handoff at the 45 and nearly broke it. Tripped up by Redmond at the last second. Howe had a lane, folks, down that near sideline. Miguel Redmond came in there, stuck his hand out, and made a huge ankle tackle right there. That rush goes for 9 yards on the ground.
Yeah, the Willow Glen coaches box here reacting to that one. They knew they could have had their own big play there on offense, Sean, like Sobrato had, and Redmond just catching him in the leg for the stop, but a great gain, 9-yard gain here for the Rams.
Redmond, the corner, now showing blitz, backs off, plays inside coverage towards the bottom of your screen. Right tackle jumped that time. That was Luis Marcel who jumped right there on that play. Maciel, I beg your pardon, Maciel will get charged with the false start. He's that right tackle on the offensive line, and to be very open and honest, you can't miss him. The kid stands at 6'5", 275, one of the biggest players out in the field.
And he's just a junior, Sean. He's still growing. They'll be utilizing him tonight, and a lot of those runs around the right side here have been because of Maciel making some good seal blocks on the defensive end, turning them upfield so runners like the quarterback can get around end.
Rams with the football on their own 44-yard line, 2nd down and 6. 5:48 left to play in the second quarter. Toscano looks left, now looks right, brings the ball down, and he's sacked. He tried to escape the pocket. Making the sack was Travis Lavelle once again, called his name twice. Lavelle with a huge sack right there.
So what we've seen tonight is a lot of times where he's escaped a lot of those. Toscano's been very good at just sneaking right up the middle of this, and that time why the Bulldogs caught him on the keeper.
Travis Lavelle, the linebacker, making the sack. He had a tackle a few plays before that. Lined up at the inside linebacker position. 3rd down and 6. Handoff towards the near side. Howe slips one man, but's tackled. Tackled around the near sideline by Redmond. Miguel Redmond coming up and stopping him for a gain of 1.
Some good lateral speed there by Redmond to go down, not letting the runner turn upfield and turn the corner.
And it appears that Tyler Howe is down on the field around the near sideline, injured on the play. 4 minutes and 56 seconds left here in the second quarter. Bulldogs lead the Rams by a score of 13-7. It'll be 4th down and 6 for Willow Glen when we come back from this injury timeout. It's Howe down on the field around the 44-yard line. Medical staff attending to Tyler at the moment. Talk about Willow Glen's offense here for a little bit, Fred. Toscano picked up a few moments ago his 5th passing touchdown on the season. He was able to hit Josh Landers in the middle of the end zone on that previous series. PAT was good, puts the score at 13-7, but You know, if you're Willow Glen right here on 4th down, they haven't shown punt just yet. They have the ball on their own 44. They're not afraid to kind of show you what they can do from that shotgun. They might go for it. They might punt it away.
Yeah, good news about a player like Toscano, who's also your punter or your quarterback. If he doesn't like the formation he sees, he can just punt it away and kind of make that audible. That's the great thing about having a talented player such as Toscano. Or he does like it. At his option, he can make the pass or just do a keeper like he's done a number of times here tonight for some good yardage.
If you're a Willow Glen Rams fan, the last thing you want to see, Tyler Howe being assisted by 2 training personnel walking over towards that bench very, very gingerly here, Fred. We hope it's not too serious.
Yeah.
4th down for Willow Glen. They line up in that shotgun. We'll see if they punt it away. Toscano does indeed do that. Hardy was the punt returner, but he lets this one roll, and it will go all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, that time he wasn't biting on the punt, and sure enough it came. Possibly feeling that a longer punt could have rolled right into the end zone, and I think, frankly, the Bulldogs were lucky that that had happened because it easily could have gotten pinned deep just like the last time they did that.
Sobrato with the football on their own 20-yard line. They'll have 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to work some magic, but heck, they might be able to strike sooner than that. In their previous series, it took just one play. It was Miguel Redmond with a 63-yard rushing score. PAT was no good, and that puts the score at 13-7. That's where we currently stand. Toss over towards the far side. Tipton drilled out of bounds around the 25-yard line.
Great execution there by the quarterback. Make the pitch out. The Rams were certainly, they were showing 8 men in the box looking for the run, but showing how the that ground game for Sobrato, they can spread the field on the defense and challenge Willow Glen's lateral sideline to sideline speed.
2nd down and 6. Boxnick hands it off towards the right. Ball carrier at the 1st down marker, picks up 3 more yards around the 33-yard line. That'll be a 1st down for the Bulldogs offense. Impressive rushing performance so far in this first half, Fred. We're really seeing them move the ball nicely. 1st and 10 here for the Bulldogs. 3 minutes and 57 seconds left here in the 2nd quarter. Boxnick hurrying up to the line of scrimmage now. He goes under. Hands it off straight ahead. Ball carrier slips 2 tacklers. He has 1 to beat. Could be gone. This is Redmond at the 1-yard line. Tackled at the very last second by Josh Landers. Redmond nearly had his 2nd rushing score. But there's a flag down back around the 37. This one could be coming back. Holding call. Oh, my.
Yeah, it looked like the same play Redmond scored the last time, Sean. This time somebody inside was grabbing a jersey or did a takedown, and the near TD will come back. That little hesitation move by Redmond, hadn't done that, he probably would have gone into the end zone, but wouldn't have mattered as the ball is coming back 15 yards.
A devastating blow right there to the Bulldogs offense. They would have had it 1st and goal on the 1 right there. Miguel Redmond with another amazing display on the ground. Slipped 2 tackles in that linebacking core. Brought it back towards the near sideline, and once again, it was Josh Landers having to chase him down. That time he was able to make the tackle.
Yeah, Landers has had his hands full with Redmond tonight.
1st and 15 following the holding penalty. Handoff goes straight up the gut. No gain on the play. 2nd down here for Sobrato. 2-1 on the season. Their only loss came to Live Oak. They were defeated 23-20. Sobrato went undefeated in league play last year. They had a tremendous season last year.
Yeah, with the new division will certainly prove to be a challenge for them. But we can see how this wing tee by Coach Borello is difficult for the defenses to follow and get a beat on it.
Boxnick, play action, sets up, plenty of time, throws deep down the middle, has a man dropped. Stayed it nice and simple. Nick Hardy dropped it. It hit him right in the chest. He beat the coverage. That one goes incomplete. Third down upcoming.
Yeah, he really beat the defense. Hardy not just showing his athleticism on defense, but got past the safety. Nice play downfield by Boxnick, but unfortunately dropped the play, and Hardy's not happy with himself. Boxnick telling him, shake it off. We'll get him next time. Just when you think that ground game is working with Sobrato, they come up with a long pass. Unfortunately for them, incomplete, but a great call on 2nd and long for them.
2 minutes and 25 seconds stopped here on the game clock in the second quarter. 3rd down and 15 for Sobrato. Man in motion. Ball carrier takes it from left to right. This is Redmond. Redmond tackled for maybe 3 yards on the ground. It'll bring up 4th down and 11 for the Bulldogs, and Willow Glen calls their last time out of the first half. They want as much time as they can get here on this clock before they make that one last push before halftime.
Yeah, they'll have to kick the ball off, so they want to get a little bit of time here. They've got 2 minutes to get it, so Coach Caballero is going to set up nicely here for the return, try to create a short field for his offense to do their 2-minute drill.
Willow Glen out of timeouts. They'll have 2 minutes and 16 seconds to work their magic down the field. Bulldogs with the football at the moment. It'll be 4th down and 11. Ball is pinned down around the Bulldog 33-yard line. Hakeem Mays, the punt returner, back deep. Accompanying him is Toscano, the quarterback. They both stand around their own 35-yard line. Fourth down, punter with the ball, boots this one away. High end over end kick that rolls down to the Willow Glen 29-yard line.
Took a nice Sobrato bounce there, Sean, giving the Rams here 70 yards in the next 2 minutes for a score. And we'll see what Coach Caballero pulls out of a rabbit out of the hat to get something on in his 2-minute drill. He was successful on a long pass earlier, and so we certainly can see that Toscano has the skills certainly to throw it, and throws a nice ball. They don't choose to throw it all that often, but we could see it here with just 2 minutes remaining and 70 yards to go. 4
wide receivers lined up for Toscano, 2 to each side. It's the spread offense right now for Willow Glen. They have the football moving left to right. Toscano looks right, nothing, under pressure in the pocket, steps back. Backside pressure, now he's flushed out near side at the 30, 35. Goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line. The entire Bulldog defense chasing him down. Dresden Redfield, the linebacker, I beg your pardon, he's actually a defensive end for the Bulldogs, having to go right, go middle, go further right, and then flushed all the way back towards the near sideline. He ran about 50 yards right there.
Yeah, he got his exercise that time, Sean. He's actually the contain man on the left side and should have kept Toscano in. That time, the Sobrato only rushing 4 down linemen, dropping everybody back, and that's why there wasn't anybody open, but Toscano made the most of it.
1 minute, 51 seconds left in the second quarter. Willow Glen all out of timeouts. Ball on their own 41-yard line. Toscano keeps it, rushes middle, follows his blockers. Stood up at the 47, thrown down at the 49-yard line. Making the tackle on the play was Vince Nguyen. Second down for Willow Glen. That clock continues to roll. 1 minute, 28 seconds left in the second quarter. Sobrato with 3 down defensive linemen, outside linebackers. Playing close to the line of scrimmage. Toscano throws deep into triple coverage, saving the football. What a grab, Josh Landers. He had 3 Bulldogs around him. Catches it at the 20, a huge gain through the air.
Yeah, marvelous catch by Landers, and certainly Toscano put it right where he needed to do it to avoid an interception or getting the ball knocked away. It's a risky play, Sean, but with a minute left and a half, those are the things you have to do to get on the scoreboard here before half.
Triple coverage. An amazing throw. 1 minute, 5 seconds marching away. Toscano steps up towards his offensive lineman. Gives the last play call. Now he drops back in the shotgun. Under pressure, throws it towards the corner, has a man. It's caught at the 11. Calvin Owen on his tippy toes, catches the ball as he's falling out of bounds. That's good enough for a gain of 9 yards. What a grab, an NFL-like grab right there for Owens.
It sure was. I think Owens thinks the rule is you got to have both feet in, and he certainly made an NFL-like grab. And Toscano on the throw, almost looking like you never quite know what he's going to be doing, Sean. He could have just as easily taken off on that, but set up nicely for the pass.
Toscano drops back, looks near side, hits his man at the 5. Falls out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Making the grab was Kadlicek. Kadlicek tried to take that football and move it from his right arm to his left arm to extend it through the pylon, but goes out of bounds at the 3.
And Kadlicek made a nice grab there, almost broke the defender's grasp for the touchdown.
He went out of bounds, so the clock stops briefly at 49 seconds. Toscano getting the last second play call from the gun. Goes straight ahead, lowers his shoulder. He stood up at the line of scrimmage. Now there's a pile up. He'll go down at the 1. Clock will stop now at 41 seconds. So Toscano takes it down to the 1.
This is a well-timed timeout here, Sean, to regroup for the Rams. Try to make sure they get 6 on this.
And it appears
certainly
that
a lot of time to do it.
That Willow Glen had an extra timeout remaining here in this football game. It appeared they actually burned 3 in that first half. We stand corrected. That was their final timeout. They trailed this football game by a score of 13-7. 41 seconds left here in the second quarter. Sobrato on top of Willow Glen. Their defense will have to really put some extra effort in right here if they want to stop this scoring drive. The ball is on the Bulldog 2-yard line. Willow Glen threatening. They got to this point as Toscano hit Josh Landers deep down the middle of the field. He just sewed that ball, Fred, through triple coverage. Landers coming down with an amazing grab. And then we also see Calvin Owen down the near sideline with a beautiful grab of 9 yards as he's able to bring the ball in but keep both of his toes in bounds.
Yeah, awesome play. Highlight reel for the Willow Glen Rams here this year. Really seeing the balance of the Ram offense, throwing the ball when they need to in critical situations to get huge chunks of yardage.
Toscano following his trips formation towards the right, falls down at the 1. Did he get in? Yes! One official comes in and signals touchdown. And that's a touchdown for Matt Toscano. Goes right side, follows the bunched up formation and punches it in for 6 points.
Yeah, ironically there, after the timeout, they really didn't show anything differently than they've been running all night. Toscano and the keeper up the middle has not been too far from standard procedure for them.
Yeah, no trickery right there as the PAT is up and good by Gomez. Oh, I beg your pardon, he missed it. It actually went to the right side of the post. PAT no good. That puts the score at 13-all with 40 seconds left in the second quarter.
So interestingly enough, both teams missing their PAT. It's almost looking like these come down to 1-point games with missed point after, Sean. This case, both teams did. They kind of drew lots on that one, and it's a draw. Both missing their PATs.
Toscano with 2 touchdowns in this ball game.
Yeah, he's certainly the offensive force. You can see he's got some great weapons on the outside when he needs to throw the ball to players like Kadlicek and Owen with his textbook pro-style grab at the sideline. It's going to give a lot for Sobrato to adjust to at halftime.
Pooch kick down by Max Zong around the 25-yard line. The Bulldogs, Max Zong. And now we'll see Sobrato come out onto the field. They'll have 35 seconds left here in the second quarter. They do have 2 timeouts remaining, so it'll be interesting to see if this wing T offense led by quarterback Michael Boxnick will take one last heave-ho for the end zone, or if they'll go down the conservative route and just run the football and go to halftime.
They've actually got plenty of time here for a few plays, Sean, should they make it to the sideline and pass it.
Boxnick, handoff, right side. Redmond slips another tackle at the 30. Tackled as he falls forward to the 31-yard line. I tell you what, Miguel Redmond looking so impressive in this first half. This kid is elusive, Fred. He's able to slip tacklers towards the middle of the offensive formation. I'm talking in between the tackles.
Yeah, he's not a big player, but he is tough to grasp. And he does what a lot of the best running backs do. They keep those legs moving. Going side to side, making it difficult for tacklers to grasp them. And it looks like the Bulldogs are just willing to let the clock run out till half because they get the ball back at the beginning of the second half.
Quick first half as the first and second quarter come to a close here at Willow Glen High School. We're all tied up at 13 between Sobrato and Willow Glen. Folks, when we come back, we'll have some first half analysis for you right here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot. Welcome back, folks, to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. It's the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. We're all tied up at 13 between Sobrato and Willow Glen here at Willow Glen High School. Fred Landis to my left. I'm Sean Hennessy. A beautiful shot of the full moon on your monitor at home here in San Jose, California. 13 all here, Fred, at the half. It started out kind of slow for Willow Glen. They were really kicking themselves in the foot. A lot of penalties, and then really their quarterback, Matt Toscano, started to pick things up and get them back in this football game because they were so slow at first with all those penalties. It almost seemed as if they weren't going to be able to get past the 50-yard line, but Toscano really led them down and was able to produce a rushing score and a passing score in that first half.
Yeah, the penalties killed them. The snap over his head stopped the momentum of a nice drive, and of course the kickoff return that got brought back. That's 6 off the board right there, Sean.
Yeah.
That could have made a big difference in this ballgame.
On the other side for Sobrato, Miguel Redmond. What a first half that kid had. I mean, he broke one on one play on an offensive series. One play for 63 yards. He went into the end zone. And Redmond has really been the driving force. Michael Boxnick is one of those key players for Sobrato. And he's actually a transfer from San Benito High School in Hollister, played there last year, and now he's playing over in Morgan Hill for the Bulldogs. But he's one of those key players, the quarterback, that really keys in to what players he has around him. And I say that because they run that wing T, so a lot of times it's an option fake, it's an option give. He decides where that ball's going to go, and he's not afraid to give it to Redmond. No,
he isn't. And tonight, the Willow Glen defense has been spying on Boxnick, and he has seen that, so he's been giving the ball off to a capable Redmond to run it up the field. Be interesting now to see the second half adjustments that the coaches will make on each team's key players on offense. Toscano, the quarterback for Willow Glen, and Boxnick, the quarterback for Sobrato. How will they adjust their defensive schemes to spy on different players? And are we going to see more Boxnick, for instance, this half? Because maybe they're just going to pay a little bit more attention to Redmond. Remember, he almost had that second TD, but that got called back because of a holding call. So there's a lot to keep in mind, a lot of players to keep track of on both sides.
Bulldogs and Rams tied here at the half. You're tuning in to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show at Willow Glen High School in San Jose, California. Defensively for the Bulldogs, Travis Lavelle, he had one heck of a first half. He had at least 4 to 5 tackles to record down. Then he had that big sack when he was able to bring down Toscano in the backfield. It was a great first half for that inside linebacker.
Yeah, it sure was. Between himself and Nick Hardy, they've sort of been all over the field, making life difficult here for the Rams on offense. This second half is going to be very interesting to see how those players will now rekey on which players on offense who are going to be the key playmakers.
Talk about defense for Willow Glen here for a moment. That right side of that defense, William Kafusi, Jason Kadlicek, and Josh Landers picked on quite a bit in that first half, and I say that because a majority of the rushes went towards that side of the defense, and that's where they were able to really break things away. And I'm talking about Redmond, that one play I think of that comes to mind for 63 yards. What do they have to do differently in the second half?
Yeah, well, they're going to have to, first of all, communicate a little bit better and get off their blocks a little bit easier. And I think you might see Coach try to stunt over on that right side and in anticipation of the Redmond pitch that they've got burned on a couple of times tonight. And each of those players now trying to maybe stunt inside out to confuse the blockers a little bit more. That's what they're going to have to do to stop Redmond. And should that begin to happen, then you're going to see Boxnick maybe with some more carries and some keepers of his own on offense.
Willow Glen with one of the tougher schedules, if you compare it really to any squad in the Central Coast section, to kind of kickstart the year. They had to take on St. Francis and they were defeated 30-0. Everyone knows about St. Francis here in the San Francisco Bay Area, one of those football powerhouses. They were shut out by St. Francis. But I mentioned it earlier on the broadcast for Willow Glen. They took on that school, San Benito, out of Hollister, California, and they knocked them down. They defeated San Benito 37-20. Why is that important? Well, Fred, you and I called a football game here a couple of weeks back for the Pioneer Mustangs. Pioneer fell to San Benito, so that's where you see those different types of matchups, those interesting matchups earlier in the year. Pioneer and Willow Glen are going to face off here down the road. It should be one heck of a battle.
Yeah, that will be a great game. Remember, Pioneer did lose that game in overtime, so that was quite a tussle down at Hay Baler country there, San Benito. And I think really builds a lot of momentum for each team. But if you're Coach Caballero, you're looking one game at a time, and he has this second half here to worry about Sobrato. One would thought with their difficult schedule that they would have been the favorites coming in here tonight. And Sobrato so far has obviously given them all they can handle.
They have a great following, the fans making their way from Morgan Hill to Willow Glen High School. That's going to do it for the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. When we come back, we'll kickstart the third quarter. We're all tied up at 13 between the Bulldogs and the Rams here on PlayOnSports.com. Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Sean Hennessy here with you. Fred Landis joined alongside me. Friday night football in the Mount Hamilton division of the Central Coast section underway this evening as Sobrato takes on Willow Glen here at Bob Berry Field on the campus of Willow Glen High School. We're all tied up at 13 as we get ready to start the third quarter, first half in the books. Matt Toscano looking very sharp for Willow Glen, and Fred, one of the keys to that first half was that Toscano started to pick up that rhythm despite the fact they had a lot of penalties in that first quarter. They started to really pick things up. You got to talk about that catch by Calvin Owen down the near sideline, and that reception by Josh Landers through triple coverage has kept Willow Glen in this football game.
Yeah, it sure has. Some big plays on offense, something Willow Glen needed to do to stay in this because we mentioned earlier the mistakes they had, shooting themselves in the foot earlier with those penalties, the kickoff return being brought back. That really caused Coach Caballero to kind of think out of the box here and do some things differently, maybe surprise that defense, go up top when they were looking run. And thus far they've worked. And Toscano is proven to be quite the good field general, able to not quite always knowing what he's going to be doing. He rolls out, throws it, keeps it, pitches it, and he makes split decisions at the last minute and does it effectively.
Kid can do it all. No turnovers in that first half, surprisingly, with the penalties that we did see.
Yes.
No big turnovers to talk about as both teams are back out on the field here.
Yeah, it got a little bit close there on that snap to Toscano, went over his head. He was lucky to have recovered it. That was really the closest we've come in this game yet to any turnovers. And my feeling is we're going to have an electrifying second half, Sean, with the offense we've seen in the first so far.
Should be close. Gomez for Willow Glen boots the ball away. The Bulldogs will take it at their own 35. Bobbled by Glines. Tripped up. Tackled finally back at the 35-yard line. Calvin Owen of the Rams making the tackle as Sobrato will start their first offensive series of this second half. Worked all tied up here at Willow Glen High School. The Bulldog offense back out onto the field, moving left to right on your screen, wearing the white uniforms, white helmets, maroon lettering. Willow Glen on defense going right to left, wearing the all-red uniforms with the yellow lettering. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on their own 35-yard line. Left hash mark. Boxnick directly under center, hands it off. No, he takes it himself. Opts to keep the ball, and he's drilled at the 30-yard line. The ball pops loose. Calvin Owen making the tackle, his helmet right on the football as the ball popped loose. There is a flag thrown. 2 flags thrown around the 32-yard line. Owen with a great tackle right there, jarring that football loose. There is a holding call against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, some really great pursuit in the backfield by the Willow Glen defense that time, as you mentioned. And sure enough, Boxnick on the keeper, as we suspected. Coach Barillo might try to have Boxnick get more in the action after Redmond was getting so much in the first half.
On that previous play, Boxnick drew up the option right there. He was going to give it to Drew Glines. Glines had 3 defenders crash down on him as Boxnick took it towards the near side. Wise play by the quarterback right there.
Very.
Now the officials are marking the ball backwards from the holding penalty. 15 yards will bring the ball out to the Bulldog 20-yard line. First down marker at the 45. Big penalty to start the first half if you're a Bulldog fan. 1st and 25. Boxnick throws it towards the far sideline. Pass is incomplete. He was looking for JoJo Nunn. Nunn stuck his right hand out as he was crashing towards the far sideline, then went into a back pedal as that ball was overthrown.
Yeah, Boxnick showing some great mobility. Running to his left and throwing with his right is always a difficult thing to do, but he got a lot of zip on the ball. It was just a little bit high there for Nunn to grab. That time the the Willow Glen defense had 7 in the box, playing a few men deep, anticipating a pass here on, of course, second and what looks like 25.
Ball on the 20-yard line for the Bulldogs. Boxnick, late handoff. That's Redmond who took the draw carry, and he'll get no yardage on that handoff. It brings up 3rd and 25.
And we see what the penalty bug can do to bite you. Similar to what happened to Willow Glen in the first half, you start deep in your own territory, it kills your momentum on your first drive, just like it did Willow Glen, and it looks like Sobrato almost like caught the disease Willow Glen had on their first drive, Sean.
And that's a 15-yard penalty, the holding call against Sobrato. They will line up with 3 wide receivers, running back in motion from left to right. Boxnick takes the handoff, tripped up, absolutely nowhere to go. Antonio Antunes in on the tackle, or one of the first Rams to deliver the hit, brings up 4th down.
Yeah, 3rd and long, the Bulldogs fooling absolutely no one on that play, Sean. Might have thought to be a play over the middle, and that keeper would have gotten them some yardage, at least get them upfield, but it wasn't to be.
4th down, and that ball is drilled. Mendoza, the punter. Toscano was the punt returner. The whistle is blown dead at the 50-yard line. Now a late flag comes in. That one thrown very late, almost a good 5, maybe 8 seconds after the whistles blew. So some contact, it appears, down at midfield as the officials come together at the 50-yard line. No word yet on what the penalty was. 10 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. We're all tied up at 13. Officials still trying to figure out what the official call is on the field. Penalty goes against Willow Glen. Illegal motion, it appears.
5-yard penalty on the Rams.
But it couldn't have been a illegal motion on a punt return. However it may be, the penalty goes against Willow Glen. They'll start this series on their own 45-yard line. Ball placed on the left hash mark. Quarterback Toscano in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers lined up. Sends Mays in motion. Mays will get the carry, spins at the 50, at the 45, drugged down at the 41. Beautiful run right there by Hakeem Mays. Showed a spin move, showed some strength as he dragged a couple of defenders down, a gain of 14 on the ground.
Yeah, Mays there really showing his ability to run to the outside, a la Redmond for Sobrato. And that time broke into the secondary, and with another spin or so, Sean, he really could have been off to the races.
Hakeem Mays motions quite a bit in that Willow Glen offense. Now he's lined up at the bottom of your screen, the inside slot receiver. He's in motion right now. Fakes the handoff, Toscano. Some great blocking by his offensive line, takes it himself, and he's tackled at the 42. Andrew Mesa, defensive back, coming up and making the tackle.
Yeah, that time you saw the fake handoff. Nobody open downfield. Toscano's just the guy to take it, runs it as well as any of his backs do. But no room to go as the Sobrato defense spread the field nicely.
9 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Willow Glen with the football. 2nd down and 10. They have it on the Bulldog 42 left hash mark. They line up with 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. 1 at the top, shotgun formation. Mays, motion man once again. Toscano keeps it. Zigs and zags, still alive as he bowls ahead through the middle of the offensive line. Picks up about 4 yards on the ground. It's going to bring up 3rd down for Willow Glen. I mentioned a few moments ago that Mays is that motion man, but really Toscano is the ultimate decider. I'm not going to say they're similar offenses because Sobrato runs the wing T. Willow Glen runs the spread. But in a way, both these quarterbacks that we see tonight, Boxnick and Toscano, really have the ultimate authority when it comes to that option-style offense. Who's going to get the football?
They do. Decision-making by the quarterbacks are crucial on each offense, Sean.
Third down here for the Rams. Mays in motion for a third time. Takes the handoff, goes far side. Tackled at the 34-yard line. He's going to be just shy of the first down marker. Coming up and making the tackle was Zach Zong. It'll be 4th and 1. Willow Glen quick to the line of scrimmage. They want to catch that defense off guard. Toscano from the shotgun. He may just keep it himself here. He has 4 wide receivers lined up, 2 to his right, 2 to his left. He looks back towards the Willow Glen sideline, barks out the call, steps back, still in the shotgun. Now he drops back for a pass, throws it towards the middle, hits him. That's Mays at the 5, touchdown. Mays beat his defender. Zach Zong couldn't bring it down, and that'll be a 33-yard receiving touchdown for Hakeem Mays.
And what do you know, Willow Glen going for it on 4th down. Not that there was any doubt there'd be a punt that time, but we saw the passing skill here of Toscano once again, hitting one of his favorite receivers and targets, Hakeem Mays, who can do it all. He's got great hands, Sean.
Matthew Toscano with another passing touchdown here tonight. He has 3 total touchdowns, 2 through the air, 1 on the ground, as Gomez's PAT try is no good. A low line drive puts the score at 19-13 in favor of Willow Glen. 7 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the third quarter. You're tuning in to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Willow Glen strikes first here in this second half. They lead this football game 19-13. Toscano hits Mays for their touchdown to start the third quarter. A beautiful offensive series. Tyler Howe went down earlier on in that first half, and we have not seen him back in this football game. Number 21 for Willow Glen. He went down early on, and no word yet on what his injury was, but it appears that he was really favoring that right knee or that right lower leg. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. From their own 40-yard line, ball placed on the left hash mark. Bulldogs going left to right on your screen. White uniforms with the maroon trim. Ball carrier takes it, and he goes down. William Kafusi just drilled him in the backfield. That's going to go down for a loss of 4.
As we mentioned at halftime, Sean, the way to stop that was to stunt up on that line of scrimmage, and that appears to be what Willow Glen is doing, to get into the backfield and stop that running game.
6 minutes and 48 seconds left here in the third quarter. Willow Glen 19, Sobrato 13. Boxnick under center, gives it to his fullback, who goes towards the left side of that offensive line. Redmond lined up in the fullback spot, takes the carry right there, gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 for Sobrato. Boxnick usually takes those carries directly under center. We haven't seen a whole lot of pass attempts from here tonight.
No, we haven't. They set up the pass with their running game, and both teams really prefer to do that. And up until this drive, they had negative 15 yards in their last drive, Sean, and they want to get some yardage going here on this drive with 6 minutes left in the quarter.
3rd down, handoff, nothing. Kafusi once again, William Kafusi on the left side of that defensive line. the big man, number 57, getting his big bear claw in there, stopping the ball carrier. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, the Kafusi brothers having quite a game here tonight on defense. This running game thus far, they've had one good positive yardage on 1st and long, well, 1st and 10 on a run, but that's been it thus far on the half for Sobrato.
Yeah, William Kafusi playing the defensive line, and Joseph Kafusi, the outside linebacker. Doing a great job for Willow Glen's defense on that series. Brings up 4th down. Punt is away, end over end, taken at the 25-yard line. Toscano, the quarterback, playing a little return man here as he throws a stiff arm. Goes out of bounds close to the 36-yard line. So the Rams will take over. They lead this football game 19-13, 4 minutes, 59 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Matt Toscano, 3 total touchdowns here tonight, 2 passing, 1 on the ground. So that gives him 6 passing touchdowns on the season and a total of 3 rushing touchdowns on this young season.
You know, Toscano, you really got to be able to watch him. He has runs and throws the ball very effectively. They prefer to actually have him run with his other running backs.
Mays will get the handoff. Pumping his legs. Driving defenders as no one can bring him down. Sobrato had their big guys on him. The first man to meet him at the line of scrimmage was Vincent Fanua. Fanua just stood up Mays as he goes for a gain of 3 to 4 yards.
So looking like Willow Glen liking to run the middle of the field, thinking their offensive line can get a nice push. Sean, they may be setting something up here for something big on the outside. We've seen how dangerous Toscano can be around on the edge and with his arm.
It really looks sometimes, Fred, that as if he doesn't know what to do, kind of. He almost pump fakes it, brings the ball back in. But he's doing a great job tonight. 3 total scores. Fakes the handoff here, and he goes down. Outside pressure. That's Nick Hardy coming off the inside for the sack.
Yeah, Hardy's been in that backfield all night. He's had quite a game. And sure enough, yeah, they were trying to set up for something long. Nobody open. Set up in the pocket, and Hardy came off the edge for the tackle.
Boy, Nick Hardy turned on the jets from that outside edge and just stormed in and sacked Toscano for a loss of 6 yards on the play. The ball is spotted at the 34-yard line. Willow Glen with the football brings up 3rd down and 13 for Willow Glen. They'll bring 2 wide receivers over towards the right, 1 to the left. Tight end goes out in coverage. Toscano brings the ball down, decides to rush it, crosses the 45, goes out of bounds. Very close to the 1st down marker. The officials will mark him out of bounds at the 45, 1 yard shy of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, that time Hardy lined up on the other side. He kind of came in off the edge and was coming after him. It was almost like Toscano saw him coming and ran the other way and got 10 yards out of it, Sean.
Willow Glen keeps that offense on the field, but keep in mind, folks, it's also their punt team who's on the field right now because Toscano is also the punter. Plays a little quarterback as well. Here he is in the shotgun. He's done this a couple times tonight. Now he will rush it, and he's tackled. Great job defensively stopping that play for a very short gain. Zach Zong coming up and bringing down Toscano. It looks like he'll be a couple inches shy of the 1st down marker. The whistles on the field indicate that these officials would like to bring the chains in for a proper measurement.
And that plays real close. Zong stood him up very, very well that time. And a real critical point in this 3rd quarter with Rams trying to keep the momentum going.
That's a great one-on-one tackle, too, by Zong because Toscano is such a shifty player. That goes back to all those days during double days earlier on in the summer when they do those one-on-one drills for defensive backs and running backs, and right there it looks like it appeared that Zong won that battle.
Yes.
It was 4th down. They bring the chains out, and it appears that Toscano will be just shy of the first down. It will be a turnover on downs for Willow Glen. The Bulldog defense celebrates, and out comes Michael Brocksnick once again to see if Sobrato's offense can tie things up or perhaps take the lead here with 3:10 left in the third quarter. They trail 19-13. A great stop by the Bulldog defense gives Sobrato's offense great field position. They're going to start this drive on Willow Glen's 46-yard line, going left to right on your screen. The ball is placed on the right hash mark. It'll be 1st and 10. Offensive line hustles up to the line of scrimmage. Boxnick checks it down towards the left, goes under center, hands it off. This is Glines. Glines met immediately. Coming up and making the tackle was Joseph Kafusi, a gain of 2.
Yeah, you could see the play setting up to the left side with Glines as they really overloaded their left side with multiple blockers. Willow Glen adjusting well with, guess who, Kafusi in on the play, Sean.
Another one, huh? Correction, gain of 1 on the previous carry. Brings up 2nd down and 9 for Sobrato. 2 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Willow Glen 19, Sobrato 13. Man in motion. This one is given to the H-back along the left side of that offensive line. Close to 2 yards on the ground for the ball carrier. Redmond on the carry. Wing T offense. So many ways you can kind of use it, Fred. You can bring 2 of your backs towards the outside edge. You can bunch up 2 backs next to your flanker on the far side. It's such a tricky offense to kind of stop. And if you're a defensive coordinator, if you're Willow Glen in this case, the 3-4 defense, you almost want to overload a little bit just to really shorten that style of offense.
Yeah, you really have to overcompensate sometimes.
Boxnick keeps it at midfield, stood up, but he will get the first down. Boxnick just read that outside edge, and right there, folks, he actually saw the defensive end get stood up a little bit, so he cut it back inside and picked up the first down.
Nice move by Boxnick. You see the agility of this young man, his ability to run the ball. We thought we might see more of him this half as the defense begins to key on Redmond. And sure enough, he's starting to pull back a few of those, cut up field when he sees the opening.
JoJo Nunn checks into the ball game for Sobrato. 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
It's actually the first down the Bulldogs have had this half.
Much needed. Whistles blow. Bulldogs use a timeout. So they burn their first timeout of the second half. They have 2 left. Willow Glen with all 3 timeouts remaining here in the second half. 19-13, Willow Glen on top in the third quarter here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Well, tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
1st and 10. Sobrato with the football. They are in Willow Glen territory. They have the ball on Willow Glen's 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 following this timeout. They trail 19-13 here in the third quarter. Sobrato at one point really had a nice little lead, a nice cushion, but it's been the Rams and the play of Matthew Toscano.
Yeah, some good halftime adjustments by Coach Caballero's staff have kind of slowed this running game, Sean.
1st and 10. Boxnick looking for his target down the near sideline. The pass is complete to Nick Hardy. He picks it up for a gain of 4 through the air.
So we might see a little bit more rolling out, a little more going to the air game by Sobrato, as the middle of that field seems to be, those adjustments have worked rather well for the Rams here tonight. A short passing game is always an option with that wing T if you've got the mobile quarterback, which you need to have in that offense anyway, and Bosnick has showed, like his counterpart Toscano, to run the ball and throw it well on the run.
Isaiah Hardy, the wide receiver, flanked out deep towards the top of your screen. Handoff, Redmond follows a lineman and is tripped up at the 20-yard line. Redmond actually fell over Calvin Tipton as he was trying to make his way through the offensive line. Picked up enough for a first down. A great gain on the ground right there for Redmond.
Yeah, nice run up the middle. Redmond showing his speed, certainly, and his ability to break some tackles. He does have the power to run up the middle, as those edge plays that we saw in the first half looked like they've been taken away, Sean. And so now we see adjustments back by Coach Barillo on that defense.
33 seconds left here in the third quarter. That clock is moving. Now the whistles blow and flags are thrown. This may be a delay of game penalty against Sobrato. No, they actually get in a timeout. There was a flag thrown by the back judge, but the timeout was called before the flag was thrown. So now both teams with 2 timeouts remaining here in this second half. We'll stay live with you. Broadcasting to you live from Bob Berry Field on the campus of Willow Glen High School. It's the Sobrato Bulldogs taking on the Willow Glen Rams. Both teams 2-1 on the season. This is the first game of the year in the Mount Hamilton division for both teams, so league play underway here tonight for these two schools. And, it's the old saying, when you start league, Fred, that's when the real fun begins. That's when your real season begins because, heck, you can go 0-3 in your non-conference, but if you can run the table in league play, guess what? You're playoff bound.
Yeah, the experiments are over when league play starts, and the cream begins to rise to the top. The players that you need to step up begin to step up. Those that don't. And I think we're seeing here tonight from each of these teams who their key players are on offense and how they need to utilize the strengths of their offense to make the best use of them.
1st and 10 following the timeout for the Bulldogs. Boxnick hands the ball off to the rusher who goes middle, then brings it towards the far side of the field. Redmond, the ball carrier, takes it for a gain of 7 yards.
Yeah, that time Redmond had a big hole over the left side off center and just took it up the left side into the backfield of the Rams.
And it looks like Sobrato will not get this next playoff as the clock strikes 0. We've played 3 quarters here at Willow Glen High School, 19-13. Rams on top of the Bulldogs. We've got 1 quarter left to go. You're tuning in to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Well, tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SVP.
6-point lead for Willow Glen here in the 4th quarter. As we get ready to start the 4th quarter here at Willow Glen High School. Fred Landis joined alongside me. I'm Sean Hennessy. 2nd down and 4 for the Bulldogs. They switch sides now, going right to left on your screen, wearing the white uniforms, white helmets, maroon lettering. Boxnick under center. Keeps it on the option. Reverses course. Goes far side. Nothing but daylight. Touchdown! Michael Boxnick into the end zone.
We saw the over pursuit as he went left, Sean. The backer from the other side didn't stay home, went to over pursue. He ran into a wall, but was wise enough, shows his experience to turn about, go the other way, and there was just nobody in front of him, and his speed did the rest.
8-yard rushing score for the quarterback, Michael Boxnick, and now the ever-important PAT try by Jose Martin Mendoza to give Sobrato the lead. It's up and good. Bulldogs lead this football game now 20-19. We've got a good one here.
Yeah, how do you do on that one? That quick shift by Bostic. You know, we thought maybe this half we'd see a little bit more out of Bostic, given the fact that Redmond had just burned Willow Glen so much in this first half. Sure enough, almost all of this on the ground, Sean, for Sobrato.
What a play by Boxnick right there, Fred. Let's talk about it just for a moment. Option play was designed to go towards the near side. He had a pitch man. It appeared to be Redmond. Redmond was well covered. Line started to collapse in. What does he do? He stops, reverses course, and takes it all the way back. There was nothing but daylight in front of him. A brilliant play.
Yeah, it was. Another talk about a highlight reel film here, this time for Sobrato. That one will certainly make it. As Boston did that all by himself, reading the defense, reading the momentum of the defense that over-pursued.
PAT was good. And now the Bulldogs lead this football game by 1. It's 20-19, Sobrato over Willow Glen. The ensuing kickoff taken down to the 35-yard line.
Number 24,
Raymond Garcia,
brought down at the Willow Glen
the kick returner. And we have an injured Ram down on the field around the 35-yard line.
Zach Zhang in on the tackle.
11 minutes and 45 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. What a ball game to kickstart Mount Hamilton Division play. Mount Hamilton Division, Fred, such a tough division when you take a look at the teams that are in there. Oak Grove, Independence, Willow Glen, Sobrato. 8 total schools make up this division each and every year. And it's one of those well talked about divisions because a lot of teams that compete have such strong programs.
Yeah, they do. It's one of those divisions, a lot of them knocking each other off during the year, Sean. And it's almost difficult to rate who's best at the end after they've churned out and beat up on each other all year long. Well, you know, tonight we've got Independence running up against Oak Grove in a battle of the undefeateds. And we saw Oak Grove last week play rather uninspired, but did win over a feisty McClymonds team.
Out of Oakland, yeah.
So tonight here, it'll be kind of be very interesting to see crosstown how the undefeateds go. And then we see here tonight at our ball game how a gritty Sobrato team has come up uptown here to San Jose, taking on Willow Glen. And we're seeing how the coaches playing their little chess match here at halftime into the second half, both making good adjustments to protect and make the best of their best players on offense.
William Kafusi, the injured Ram, who is now being assisted back towards the sideline. He is the defensive end for the Rams.
Well, the good news is he could walk off somewhat under his own power, although needing help. Maybe that's not a serious injury. I'm sure the Willow Glen coaching staff is hoping so.
And the Rams are already doing without their starting tailback, Tyler Howe, who went down earlier in the ballgame. He's on crutches right now along the near sideline. Hakeem Mays takes the carry out to the 40-yard line, picks up 6 yards on the ground. Saw some nice room right there along the right side of the offensive line.
Yeah, you see the speed of Mays being able to hit the hole, Sean, very quickly. And once he hits that hole, he can accelerate in a hurry, and that's where he got his big gain earlier in this ballgame.
No delay. Gets the ball and goes.
Absolutely.
11 minutes, 13 seconds left to play in the fourth. Willow Glen with the football going left to right on your screen. Wearing the red uniforms, yellow lettering. The snap goes by Toscano, and now he's forced to just fall down around the 33. The ball was snapped rather low. And Willow Glen actually catches a break here, Fred. That ball hit our referee, Randy Fry, in the leg, so it bounced back towards the line of scrimmage. That ball could have easily went another 10 yards.
Yeah, certainly much less the length of the snap, the bounce of the ball really could have hurt the Rams. Fortunately for them, they did recover like they did earlier in the game on a long snap.
I mean, that play snapped. It was 2nd down and 4. Now it's going to bring up 3rd and 12. It could easily be 3rd and 20, 3rd and 25.
Absolutely.
If that ball kept going. Willow Glen catches a big break right there. 3rd and 12. Following the low snap. Toscano, another low snap. Takes it, plenty of time. Throws towards the middle, pass is caught. Hakeem Mays, a jump grab around the 50 for a Willow Glen first down.
That was a big play over in the middle to Mays. Ironically enough, the Bulldogs just continue to send 4, and they get a lot of good pressure typically on Toscano. This time, not making that happen. And even though you may drop back 7 men into defense and coverage, you give a quarterback like Toscano long enough, he'll find his receivers like he did with Mays.
1st and 10, Willow Glen, ball at the 50. Rams going left to right. They have it in between the hashes. 9 minutes, 48 seconds left to play in the 4th. They trail by 1. It's 20-19. Sobrato brings up 3 men to the line of scrimmage. Showing blitz. Here they come. Toscano. Time in the pocket. Hits his man. No, it's incomplete. Andrew Morin, the tight end who went out in coverage right there, dropped the football deep downfield. Could have had a big first down.
Yeah, he'll wish he had caught that one. Be thinking about that for a while, Sean. At that time, Sobrato bringing the house, bringing more pressure on Toscano, sensing a passing momentum here off Willow Glen, and sure enough, hit an open man, but the youngster couldn't hold on.
Mahia Morin unable to bring that ball in. It's still 2nd down. I should say Rams still with the football here. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 following the incomplete pass. Toscano with 2 backs next to him. One to his right, one to his left. In the shotgun. Handoff. Appears to be Mays. Hakeem Mays breaks away. He'll have 1 man to beat. Inside the 10, out of bounds. A beautiful run by Hakeem Mays.
And he may have taken that all the way, Sean, lest for the hesitation to throw off the defender who didn't bite on it, stayed right with him, and fortunately able to push him out at the last minute. But a big hole over the left side for Hakeem Mays, and we talked about how he's able to hit those holes quickly and get into the backfield.
Now it's 1st and goal for Willow Glen on the Bulldogs' 6-yard line. Rams trying to retake the lead. Here in the 4th quarter, 9 minutes and 24 seconds left to play. Joseph Kafusi, the left tackle, paving the hole for Mays on that last play. Toscano under pressure, throws it, incomplete. He had a lot of backside pressure, Fred, right there as he was looking towards his right side. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, the Bulldogs bound to determine that time not to be beat by one of those short over-the-middle passes that Toscano has beat them with a few times here tonight. Sending some linebackers on a short field, much easier to do, and fortunately broke up the play.
2nd and goal now for Willow Glen. Ball on the 6. Toscano lines up with 5 wide receivers. Empty set. Takes the snap. Keeps it towards the near side. End zone touchdown. Toscano picks up his 4th touchdown in the ball game. 6-yard rushing score for the Rams quarterback, and Willow Glen recaptures the lead. 25-20 with the PAT pending. And at this point in the ball game, they're more than likely going to go for 2 and try to make this a 7-point game.
I would think that would be the right call. They've been very successful in short yardage with their ground game, Sean. That it wouldn't be a stretch to get the 2-point conversion, and sure enough, that's what they're doing. 2
passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns for Matt Toscano. He lines up once again in the gun, sends a man in motion, throws near side, caught, tackled inside the 5, no good. PAT try, no good. Mays tackled around the 3-yard line, Miguel Redmond. He saved 2 points right there.
And we see the athleticism of Redmond, not just on offense, but on defense. And this isn't unusual to see these great ball players you see on offense also making great plays on defense at crucial times here, certainly for the Bulldogs.
That's a clutch tackle, Fred.
Very much.
If Redmond doesn't make that tackle or if Mays is able to slip through, it's a 7-point game. Instead, it's a 5-point game now. Sobrato with plenty of time on the clock, 9 minutes and 14 seconds left to play. They trail by 5. If they can recapture this lead, it's a whole new ball game. It's back and forth action here late in the second half.
Yeah, it is. We've really seen tonight, this half, Sobrato not getting, piling up the yardage Willow Glen has been doing. Both teams have had the ball 3 times, but the Rams really piling up for 100-plus yards, and Sobrato hasn't even at the century mark here this half. So clearly those defensive adjustments have worked for the Rams.
Ensuing kickoff bobbled by Tipton. Now he regains the football, tackled at the 10. A big mistake right there by Calvin Tipton as he could not bring the football in, and now the Bulldogs offense will start on their own 10-yard line. 9 minutes and 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And this is the opportunity that Coach Barilla would like to use that ground game to chew up clock like he did in the first half, Sean. Yet this half so far, the Willow Glen defense has adjusted very well and prevented those long drives that Sobrato got in the first half.
5-point lead for Willow Glen as the Bulldogs offense heads out onto the field. They're going right to left. They have it on their own 10-yard line. Handoff goes middle. Redmond slips through the secondary. Kid is moving as he's tackled at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, that time like quick opener, quick almost fullback dive right off center. And the timing that time, coach is really seeing they can open up the middle of the play, middle of the field like they've been trying to do earlier this evening. And with a back like Redmond, much like his counterpart Hakeem Mays, hits that hole very quickly.
Has some great blocking up front. 1st and 10. This is Glines. Glines bowls forward. Picks up 8 yards on the ground. So Drew Glines gets into the action. Picks up about 8, brings up 2nd down and 2. The ball is marked down around the 40-yard line. 2 big plays back-to-back on the ground.
Yeah, I'd say anytime you do 30 yards and 2 runs, Sean, your running game is working.
2nd down and 2 for Sobrato. Right hash mark, handoff, Glines. Back-to-back carries, brings it towards the middle, picks up the 1st down. He had nothing going on the right, cut it back towards the inside, fell forward, tackled around the 46-yard line, but moved the chains again. Sobrato moving the ball nicely here. 8 minutes and 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're seeing them get that time really a good push on the right side, and a nice cutback by Glines avoids the tackler and squirts through and gets the 1st down.
Bulldogs trying to spoil the Willow Glen homecoming festivities here. 1st and 10. Redmond again on the dive play. Cuts it back, now has all sorts of room. Stiff arms, still on his feet, down around the 20. Another great rush. Miguel Redmond, huge yardage, crosses over into Ram territory just outside the 20. This kid is just slippery.
Yeah, he is. They've really found something there off tackle, off center, Sean. That once he gets through it, he gets into the secondary, he's very difficult to stop. And just the beginning of the second half, he wasn't getting those, but the holes are opening up now.
Boxnick hands it off to Glines, who goes right side, has some nice blocking in front of him, picks up about 4 yards on the ground, so it's been the steady plan of attack here for the Bulldogs offense. Keep that football on the ground. Stick to the old bread and butter. It's Redmond and Glines here in this fourth quarter, and they're moving the ball nicely.
Yeah, between the two of them on the ground, they really haven't needed that passing game. And let's not forget Boxnick there, who is can do some damage himself.
Dive play right up the middle. Will be just shy of the 1st down marker. 1st down marker stands at the 11. Ball carrier marked down at the 12. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1. 6 minutes and 45 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs trail the Rams 25-20.
So yeah, Coach Barillo willing to keep running that dive pattern, Sean, until Willow Glen can stop it.
Handoff, Glines, nothing. sniffed out. D-line for the Rams does a phenomenal job right there, but it looks like the officials come together. They're going to mark the ball down at the 10, and if so, that'll be enough for a first down. It'll be first and goal for Sobrato, and indeed it is. First and goal now for the Bulldogs.
This drive started at their own 10 with 9 minutes on the clock, Sean, so they really in three minutes have chewed up a lot of yards on not that many plays.
William Kafusi, the defensive end, back into the football game for the Rams. Redmond goes left side, inside the 5-yard line, brought down close to the 3. Redmond dragging defenders down around the 5-yard line, and I mentioned William Kafusi. He's such a big player, such a big momentum player for that Rams offense. Was injured a while back, but he's back in now. He'll line up at nose tackle every now and then, but it looks like right now they're playing him on the defensive end side. Second down and goal. Boxnick hands it off to Glines. Right side, dives forward. Around the 1, just shy of the goal line. They're going to pin it around the 1-yard line. Brings up third and goal, 5 minutes and 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Now you see Glines doing the heavy lifting here for the Sobrato Bulldogs, as Redmond was making a lot of progress on those dive plays. So the Bulldogs content to just mix it up on the ground, Sean. At this point, keeping that Willow Glen defense and that wing T offense with them a little off balance.
Under 5 minutes to play, third and goal. Boxnick hands it off to Glines again, goes right side, follows his blockers. No signal. They're going to say he's down inside the 1. Glines did not get in. It's going to be fourth and goal. More like fourth and inches here, as they're going to mark that football down an inch away from the goal line. Fourth down.
Yeah, that was the same play they ran the play before, sensing they've got some room there over the right side. That'd be interesting right now with Boxnick and all his weapons at fourth now in a half a yard, the crucial moment and tipping point of this ball game, Sean.
Keep your eye on the quarterback, Michael Boxnick. Is he going to go straight ahead? We'll have to wait and see. Timeout, Sobrato. They burn a timeout. And that appears to be their final timeout of the second half. They trail 25-20, 4 minutes and 1 second left here in the fourth quarter. Willow Glen with a 5-point advantage over Sobrato.
And a wise timeout by Coach Caballero that time to set up that defense and prepare his defense for what could happen on the sneak, the keeper, end-around keeper, or let's not forget that dive pattern. With a half yard out and the way the ground game has been working here tonight, for Sobrato, especially on this drive, and this has really been their key drive of the second half. Be surprised if they do anything but some sort of a keeper by Boxnick or one of his other weapons inside the tackles.
Coach Caballero firing his defense up right here. You saw him in that huddle, getting his defense motivated. It's fourth and goal. Bulldogs with the ball inside the 1. If they score, they take the lead. If they don't, it's a turnover on downs. Boxnick, straight ahead, he stood up. I don't think he got it. He didn't. Turnover on downs. The Rams defense holds.
Great defensive stand. No doubt Coach said, watch the keeper. We haven't seen Boxnick recently carry that ball, and that's the obvious call at that point. He didn't really get the push, didn't go down very low, and almost tried to get in that end zone standing up, Sean. Not typical of what you'd see in a quarterback keeper.
It almost looked like he tried to dive or hurdle into the end zone, but like you said, Fred, his body was vertical when he was met, and he didn't even get any forward momentum. Disappointing play right there. Head coach Nick Borello on the far sideline just shaking his head as it's a turnover on downs. Willow Glen with the football. It'll be a handoff towards the left side of the offensive line. That's Mays getting the carry out to the 5-yard line. If you're Willow Glen here, you got to hold on to that football, keep the ball on the ground, and work the clock. 3 minutes and 40 seconds marching away here in the fourth quarter. 5-point lead for the Rams.
So now you're going to see the Rams, no doubt, not just tackling the run. They're going to be tackling the ball. Look for their defensive stars, players like Nick Hardy, who've had big evenings here tonight, start to be going for the ball, forcing some turnovers. And no doubt Coach Caballero telling his running backs, you keep both hands and arms on that ball up the middle.
Toscano in the shotgun, bobbles it. It's a loose football. He couldn't get his hands on it, and thankfully for Toscano, one of his offensive linemen fall on the football. It was actually Kadlicek who appeared to fall on that football. You hear the Willow Glen fans with a big gasp here on the sideline. That could have been a huge turnover for Willow Glen inside the 5. Instead, they maintain possession. It's going to be 3rd and 6.
Just after we get done saying how crucial a fumble would be. In
Fred,
this
you
case,
jinxed it.
it happens on them. The 3rd fumble tonight here for Willow Glen, but they've maintained possession on each one of them, Sean.
Toscano from the shotgun again. Dangerous play call as Mays is hitting the backfield. Surprising to see Willow Glen go from the shotgun right there. They've been doing it pretty much all night as I beg your pardon, Miguel Redmond comes in and makes the tackle in the backfield. It's going to be 4th down and 7. Clock is still rolling. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left to play now in the 4th.
Huge defensive stand there by the Sobrato Bulldogs to keep the Rams pinned in here back behind their own 5.
Toscano, the quarterback, who is also the punter, stands in the back of his own end zone. Isaiah Hardy, the punt returner, at the Ram 35. Fair catch signal. Toscano got away a beauty. Takes a Willow Glen bounce as it still goes, and they will pin it down around the Bulldog 39-yard line. A beautiful punt over 50 yards for Toscano. I don't know what's more impressive, his 4 touchdowns with that 50-plus yard punt.
Well, it shows he can do it all, and he got the bounce there, Sean.
Wow.
And he kicked it away from the punt returner. It appeared like the Bulldogs were going for the block. He avoided that, still got the great punt, punted it nearly 60 yards, and this is a player that can do it all.
Isaiah Hardy signaled fair catch pretty early right there.
Yes,
almost
he is.
Immediately as soon as it came off the foot. Bulldogs with the football, their last chance. Handoff goes far side. Redmond gets the call. Now it's hurry up time if you're a Bulldog fan. It's going to bring up 2nd down. Gain of 4 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. 1 minute, 21 seconds left to play in the 4th. Boxnick hurries back to the line. Play action. Rolls out near side. Under pressure. Throws it late. Pass is caught. Isaiah Hardy at the 45. Picks up about 12 yards through the air. 1st down for the Bulldogs.
You see the agility of Boxnick, not just as a runner, but we mentioned earlier how well he can run to his left and throw to his right, and he did it there. It was a bit of a wobbly pass, but right on the money, got out of bounds, 1st down, clock stops at the 45-yard line.
I was just going to say, stop the clock at 1 minute, 10 seconds. Rams lead this ball game by 5. Bulldogs with a chance to take the lead and possibly capture the win. Boxnick, play action, looks middle, pass is caught. That's Tipton, breaks away down the far sideline, inside the 10, end zone, touchdown! Touchdown, Calvin Tipton! And Sobrato takes the lead. No flags on the field. Bulldogs sideline going crazy.
Key block made down there by, it appeared to have been Vince Wynn on the inside as he cut back, ran right behind Wynn's block. Believe it was Wynn, took it right into the end zone, but we really saw how Boxnick could just throw that ball right over the middle to a beautiful pass to Calvin.
Calvin Tipton, play of the game so far. 2-point try. Boxnick looking for the corner to Tipton again, out of bounds. No, that was Hardy. Hardy was the intended target, and that leaves the score at a 1-point game. It's 26-25. Sobrato. How about that drive?
How about that drive?
Oh my goodness. The fans on the opposite side on their feet clapping away, the band in full effect. 58 seconds remain here in the fourth quarter. It's a 1-point game, Fred. Willow Glen has a shot here. They've got some timeouts left. They'll have 58 seconds to do it. And I tell you what, if they've got one guy that can make it happen, it's Matt Toscano. He's got 4 touchdowns in this ball game, but now we're going to get a chance to see what Sobrato's defense is made of here. 58 ticks left. How are they going to stop this quarterback?
Yeah, at this point, it's a lot, not much different than Toscano or Boxnick on the earlier play, relying on his running game, but sure enough got the ball downfield 60 yards in 1 minute.
Tipped him with the low kick. That is just, it doesn't travel very far. It's fall on by Raymond Garcia.
And I'm not quite understanding the call for the short kick, particularly after going for 2, trying to make it a 1-score game, having only and a field goal would tie for Willow Glen. And then giving Willow Glen here the short field to boot with a minute left. You don't want to give Toscano a short field, minute or not. He can do some damage as he has here tonight.
Toscano back out on the field. Empty set formation for Willow Glen. Moving left to right. They have it on their own 40. Whistles blow. And this will go against Willow Glen. We may have a false start. And indeed we do. A huge penalty right here committed against Willow Glen. Pushes the Rams offense back 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15. They'll now have it on their own 35-yard line. The ball is placed on the right hash mark.
And those penalties have been their Achilles heel tonight quite a bit at the beginning of drives, Sean, slowing the momentum.
57 seconds remain. Willow Glen trails by 1. Toscano, empty set once again. 3 wide receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He's going to rush it. Goes middle. Drug down, but appears to get back to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, as he's drugged down around the 41. It's hurry-up time for Willow Glen. Clock is rolling. 41 seconds. Wide receivers trying to get set. Toscano looks over towards the near sideline. He has 4 wide outs in a diamond formation to his right side. Rolls out towards his right. Throws it. Looking for Mays. Incomplete. Flag is thrown. Defender all over him. That was Vince Nguyen. He never looked back for the football.
Yeah, you've got to turn around. You cannot run into that receiver. You're going to get that call against you every time. Big break here for Willow Glen. You knew in that diamond formation, Sean, you're going to have a throw into that bunch, and it's just a matter of who could get to the jump ball or outpick the other's defender to make the reception.
That's a 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down for Willow Glen. Easy to tell who it was. Vince Nguyen providing the coverage right there. He just never looked back for the football. The clock is stopped with 28 seconds left. Here in the fourth quarter, it'll be first down for Willow Glen. They have it on the Bulldog 43-yard line. They cross over into Sobrato territory now, going left to right. They'll have 28 seconds left. They trail by 1. Trying to punch it into the end zone. I doubt they'll put the pressure on their kicker, Jose Gomez.
Probably not. Not with Toscano and Hakeem Mays in your offense.
D-line jumps for the Bulldogs, and that was Calvin Tipton along the left side. I beg your pardon, that was actually Vince Nguyen on the left side of that defensive line who crossed over the line of scrimmage. It's encroachment. That's a 5-yard penalty against Sobrato, so 20 yards worth of penalties in the last minute and a half.
Yeah, quite a turnaround here where Willow Glen was getting all the penalties earlier. The penalty bug has been hitting Sobrato, and they've been giving the Rams here a short field with 1 minute, less than a minute left, making it very dangerous for themselves.
28 seconds. 28 seconds left. Toscano from the shotgun. Looks down the middle. Now he tucks it. Lowers his shoulder. Spins off a defender. Uses a stiff arm. Crosses the 30. Tackled at the 29. Picks up the first down. The clock will stop with 18 seconds.
Exciting run by Toscano. You have to wrap Toscano. He will spin out of your tackle. That time, it looked like
Timeout
Miguel
for Willow
Redmond
Glen.
saved the touchdown on that one by wrapping his leg.
Timeout for Willow Glen. They have one timeout remaining in this football game. As we glance over at the scoreboard, each team now, it appears, with one timeout left. Been hard to keep track of the timeouts in this football game. If you're seeing anything differently at home, we're giving you the update. Each team with one timeout left in this fourth quarter, according to the scoreboard here at Willow Glen High School. Willow Glen with the football. They trail by one, 26-25. Bulldogs on top. Willow Glen in Bulldog territory. They have it at the Sobrato 29-yard line. Right hash mark. It'll be 1st and 10 following the timeout. And we just saw a great rush by Toscano. He'll just glance towards the middle. If he doesn't see anything open, he's going to tuck it and keep it. Let his offensive line kind of work for him.
Yeah, and he is quickly and easily able to find those holes, Sean. The key here will be this Sobrato defense. Willow Glen has done a great job of doing what the defense has been giving him, and Toscano's very good at reading that defense. If he's doesn't have the big rush, he looks to go deep.
1st and 10. Toscano throws. Pass is caught inside the 20. That's Landers. Landers with the reception, being covered by Andrew Mesa. Mesa brings him down, but it's a gain of 14 through the air. Now the clock is 14 seconds left, and Willow Glen uses their last timeout.
Yeah, that time that was just a easy over the middle pattern, something similar. They got the touchdown earlier on that play. And here again we saw Sobrato just kind of rush 4 that time. They've gotten some good pressure on them, but you cannot give a player like Toscano time to throw. But they, I think, would rather have him throw than run typically, but with a few seconds left, I think they want him to run. If you can imagine wanting a player like Toscano to run, who can easily burn you.
14 seconds on the game clock here at Willow Glen High School. Willow Glen out of timeouts with 14 ticks. 2 plays. They got about 2 plays to recapture the lead, and if they can do it, they'll more than likely come out of here with a victory, their first league victory in the Mount Hamilton division. A lot on the line here in the next 14 seconds. 1st and 10 for Willow Glen. They have it on the Sobrato 16-yard line, and now the Bulldogs will call a timeout. Wise timeout right there. They wanted to see what Willow Glen would come out in, and they called their last timeout.
Yeah, wise timeout by Coach Barillo, seeing they came out with a split backfield out of the gun for Willow Glen, and you could easily see that it could have been either way. Keeper up the middle, he could have run, or in all likelihood, looking downfield into the end zone and having his 2 backs go do some sideline patterns, and if those players weren't open, hit one of them to run out of bounds and hopefully get a few yards out of it. That was likely the play by the Rams. And Coach Barillo here making some defensive adjustments.
Jose Gomez, the kicker on the Willow Glen sideline, taking some practice kicks. He's ready to go if his number gets called as he stands next to the coaching staff. 1st and 10, Willow Glen. 14 seconds left. Out of timeouts for Willow Glen. No team with any timeouts left here. This is it. Toscano. Time. Now he's under pressure. Throws towards the end zone. Incomplete. He throws it out of bounds, and there's 8 seconds left.
Yeah, that time Nick Hardy was bearing down on him from the weak side, the blind side, Sean. He could feel it, tried to get it into the corner of the end zone. The outstretched hands of the receiver just a little bit beyond it. Again, I think that looked like Kadlicek, their number 4, trying to make the reception.
How about this? The kicker's out on the field. Jose Gomez will try to do it for Willow Glen. The ball is on the 16-yard line. It's a 33-yard field goal attempt for Jose Gomez. Ball's on the right hash mark for the win. It's blocked. It's low, no good. Sobrato running over towards the far sideline, and now Willow Glen, it's a live football. No call, flag thrown. Mayhem on the last play of the game. There's 6 seconds left on the clock. A flag is thrown as the Bulldogs run over towards the far side of the field.
And I think the call there is the defenders. On a field goal, you can recover a blocked field goal if you're the defense.
Oh, my goodness.
Offense, it may not be the case.
That kick was low by Jose Gomez. As our head referee, Randy Fry, talks with Coach Nick Borello of Sobrato. Now he runs over towards the near sign to chat with Coach Caballero of Willow Glen. Field goal was blocked. Willow Glen defense out on the field. And that'll do it. The flag was thrown. No indication yet what the penalty is. But it will be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. With just 6 seconds left to play, they'll take a knee and come out of here with a victory, and they'll move to 3-1 and 1-0 in Mount Hamilton Division play.
And I think the referee just picked up the flag, Sean,
and said,
thinking it's an illegal advance by the offense was what he was thinking, but it's academic at this point as Sobrato comes away with a W.
That's it. Clock strikes 0. Sobrato with a victory here on the final play of the ball game. They block the field goal try and they win a very tough battle in the Mount Hamilton division against their opponent tonight. 26-25, the Sobrato Bulldogs defeat the Willow Glen Rams. What a ball game.
An outstanding game to start the beginning of the Mount Hamilton division for both teams, Sean, as this one went right down to the wire, adjustments being made back and forth each way.
Sobrato out of Morgan Hill, California, comes away with a 26-25 victory. They play homecoming spoiler. Their crowd on the opposite side going crazy. Their band in full effect. They were able to stop Willow Glen on that field goal try at the end of the ball game. Fred, let's go back to it real quick because it happened so fast. Toscano throws that ball out of bounds. There's 8 seconds left. They bring on Jose Gomez for the game-winning field goal. I've got to ask you because Gomez appeared that he actually, if you flash back earlier in the football game on a PAT try, he did the same exact thing. He had a low kick, which was missed. It didn't even get blocked. It was missed. And they bring him in with 8 seconds. Do you do that if you're the head coach?
You know, tough call. Hindsight is 20/20, of course. To me, when you've got offensive weapons like Toscano and Hakeem Mays making plays, big plays all night, my chances, it seems, are just as good of getting 6 when I'm that deep in Bulldog territory as they are going for 3 with a kicker that has kicked it into the line more than once here this evening already. So I would tend to agree with you. But again, it only took 3 to win. And coach going what he thought was best with his field goal kicker. I'm sure the young man, the kicker, is not feeling good about kicking that one into the line after the coach showing that confidence in him. But kind of a heartbreak hotel for either team to lose this ball game tonight. Both just fought tenaciously and with outstanding adjustments by the coaches at halftime.
Miguel Redmond had such a great performance tonight. He is our PlayOnSports.com player of the game for the Sobrato Bulldogs. Folks, final score 26-25. Sobrato knocks off Willow Glen to move to 3-1 and 1-0 in Mount Hamilton Division play. When we come back, I'll have a live interview with Miguel Redmond coming up right here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Sean Hennessy here with you, standing next to our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, Miguel Redmond of Sobrato, out in Morgan Hill, California, coming out here for the Mount Hamilton, or the division opener, against Willow Glen High School, knocking off Willow Glen 26-25. Miguel Redmond, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Miguel, let's go back to that last play, that field goal try. This place was going bananas. What happened? What did you see out in the field?
Well, I saw the kicker basically wasn't that good the whole entire game. So all we need to do is just rush him really hard, and then we'll probably, because he's not really accurate. So our plan was to just get to the ball as fast as we can, just knock it down.
Defensively held strong on that last series. You really flushed the quarterback out, stopped the clock at 8 seconds, and you mentioned something smart because Jose Gomez, he had a lot of low-line drives, the kicker for Willow Glen previously in the game, and you guys mentioned, did you key in on that? Did you notice he was kicking the ball low, and that's what really caused that bull rush to come in?
Yeah, that's what our plan was, to just bull rush the living hell out of him.
Miguel Redmond, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, 26-25. You pick up your first league victory of the year. You guys moved to 3-1, but we noticed down on the field the coaching staff was talking with you guys. A lot of excitement towards the end of that last play. What did the coaching staff tell you guys?
He was telling us to keep our minds straight because all other teams like Pioneer, OG, they think we're not that really good, but we're going to show them what we're made of.
A tough division. You mentioned Pioneer, Oak Grove. You got Independence later on in the season. How do you guys prep for schools like that in an 8-team division, one of the toughest divisions in all of CCS?
We just keep my mind straight and go over film every day. That's what I do. I go home and watch film on them every day and just see what plays they run and see who's their best players.
Miguel Redmond, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, 26-25. Sobrato knocks off Willow Glen here tonight at Willow Glen High School. Hard-fought game, back-and-forth action. You guys kind of set the momentum early on and were able to put up some big points, but your ground game, the rushing attack, is what really was able to kindle your guys' offense. How did you prep for this game offensively with your rushing attack?
Well, I was depending on my line. That's the most I want, respect my line because I trust them the most. So if I trust them, then I know they'll give me the yards I want. And outstanding, I did pretty good today.
Pretty good. You guys were able to get the victory. 26-25. Miguel, congratulations. Our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, 26-25. Sobrato captures the victory. They're 3-1. They're 1-0 in league play. We'll be right back to wrap things up right here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Exciting finish here at Willow Glen High School as the Sobrato Bulldogs knock off the Willow Glen Rams. Final score 26-25 here on PlayOnSports.com. Welcome to the postgame show, folks. Fred Landis rejoined alongside me. Just finished our Player of the Game interview with Miguel Redmond. Kid looked absolutely drained, fatigued to say the least, but I think it was safe to say pretty exciting finish. His team felt pretty excited escaping here with a 1-point victory.
Yeah, they sure did. You literally picked Miguel up from the field, laying down on the field. Coach had to go over to him and say, hey, can you get up and make it up the stairs? And Coach asked me to come down first if we could do it down. And I said, nope, but we'll help him. So nonetheless, yeah, the kid left it on the field, and as all of these young men did tonight. And a game that could have gone either way with great offensive playmaking and some big plays. Very exciting game. It's just too bad somebody had to lose it.
Yeah. Final score 26-25 as Sobrato comes out of here with a victory. They pick up their first league victory on the season. I mean, we got to go back to that last field goal try because there was so much on the line for Willow Glen. They were down by 1. They decided to give it to Gomez. You know, they put it in his hands or his foot, if you want to call it that way. But Miguel mentioned, they noticed he was kicking the ball low earlier on in the game, and he wisely said, we bull rushed him. We wanted to come right up the middle, and they were able to penetrate that offensive line. That was the key play in this football game.
Yeah, again, it's 20/20 hindsight, but indeed they did miss a PAT earlier from a low kick. But then again, the Bulldogs had one of their PATs blocked. So given the same situation, what would Sobrato have done, having had a similar circumstance? So, but safe to say also, with players like Toscano at your disposal, would there be time enough for an extra play to go around end to get closer?
And with 8 seconds left.
In that case, or another opportunity for an end zone pass. Either way, exciting finish to an exciting ball game. That we saw some great quarterbacking here tonight.
You're listening in to the PlayOnSports.com post-game show. Last question for you here, Fred, before we wrap things up and get on out of Willow Glen High School. Mount Hamilton division, such a tough division. We hinted at it earlier on the broadcast, and I spoke to Miguel about the 8 teams that make up this division. You got the Independents, the Oak Grove, the Branhams. It's a very, very tough division. How do you see Sobrato making their way towards league play here? Now they get ready to go into the bulk of the schedule.
Well, I think, first of all, winning their first game in the new division, big momentum driver for Coach Borello and team. They still have to learn these other teams. They don't quite have the knowledge that the other teams will have of each other in the league. That will be a hurdle. But I think we've seen second half adjustments and ability to do that here tonight will make a big difference in how they do that. They'll be watching the films carefully. That we certainly see how they were able to change the way they handled Toscano at halftime. So I think it's those tactical coaching changes during the game that'll make a big difference and help them through this league, through the season.
Sobrato advances to 3-1 on the season, 1-0 in league play. Willow Glen falls to 2-2 on the season, 0-1 in league play. Final score, Sobrato 26, Willow Glen 25. I'd like to thank my videographer, Joey Colbert, my producer, Kevin Smith, and my analyst, Fred Landis. I'm Sean Hennessy. Thank you so much for tuning in to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Bye-bye.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.